705,900,000. That's how many motorcycles the World Population Review estimates exists in the world. Right, 9 million of that is here in the United States. Our motorcycle culture here in the United States is a little different than that of what's in the Eastern Asian countries, such as Thailand, Vietnam, India, where they ride motorcycles to get to and from because it's a necessity almost. Here in the United States, motorcycles tend to be a little more of a casual Sunday fun ride for us. This culture extends beyond the kickstand, representing a complex social community of different disciplines, ages, and societal factors. Today we're going to talk about these differences and similarities between all the groups, and we're going to get right into it with the history of motorcycle culture in the United States. In the early 1900s, we had our first kind of explosion of motorcycle popularity, and then into the 1950s with Harley Davidson became a little more popular, and then a massive boom in the 1960s with the introduction of Japanese motorcycles into the United States. This would be your Hondas, Kawasaki's, Suzuki's, and Yamahas. It was a little more affordable to get into. They were really new, fun, nice bikes, and the kids loved them. Behind me is Sturgis Bike Week in Sturgis, South Dakota. This is one of the longest running bike events, motorcycle events in the United States. It runs something similar to Daytona Bike Week, and I remember this fondly because my dad was a part of this a lot in the early 2000s when he was in the custom motorcycle building scene back then. But that was back then. It's changed a little bit now. We're going to start out talking about Harley riders. Harley riders are typically your older group. Top Speed reports that the average Harley rider, when they get their Harley, their first Harley, is 45 years old. That's the reason that is these bikes are typically a little more expensive in the way they're built. They're a little comfier. They're kind of built and geared towards the person who can't get on a sport bike, a crotch rocket. Crotch rockets are typically going to be your younger generation making poor decisions. These bikes are a little more uncomfy, really loud, not geared towards the older population. Doesn't mean you got to be old to ride a Harley or young to ride a sport bike, but it's just more common that the age fits that way. Flanagan Law estimates or states that out of fatal accidents involving sport bikes, the age range 20 to 29 is the most likely to be involved in those accidents. And again, that comes from the unfortunate poor decision making. It is important to note that it's not always the rider's fault within an accident. A lot of the times, actually, it is involving larger automobile vehicles, but that's besides the point. We're moving on to track bikes, track riders. Track riders are typically on the same style bike as a sport bike, except they take their skills and the want to push this bike to its limit. They do it in kind of a safer environment where they're less likely to be involved in those fatal accidents, right? These guys want to push the bike as far as they can. They want to push themselves as far as they can. And that's why they keep it to the track. The track is typically a big family. And then we've got our cruiser riders, or our cafe riders. Now the cruiser guys, they're very chill. Very chill guys. These guys are fun to be around. A lot of the times, these guys, these bikes could be custom built in their garage, and you're going to kind of see an extension of their personality put into the motorcycles that they build, especially with the cafe guys. This bike on the right here, this lighter blue Yamaha. Yeah, very chill, independent, and laid back guys. Clearly, everybody here is different, but what makes them the same? Motorcycle culture, it's a big family. Everybody's happy to be around each other. Riding is typically described as one of the most freeing things you can do as a person, and it's a very good feeling of independence, being one with the road, having the air hit you while you ride down the highway. And between all the banter, regardless of the banter between the disciplines of Harley and sport bike and the track guys and the cruiser guys, at the end of the day, the road they ride is the same. You know, they're all one big family. So today we've covered what motorcycle culture is, the who motorcycle culture is, the differences between all of the disciplines and the similarities and why they ride. It's not just some kid on that bike. It's not just some old grumpy dude on that Harley. It's not just some purist track rider or some engineer know-it-all building his cruiser or cafe rider. It's a person. So next time you're on the road, now that you have this knowledge, take a look around, take that knowledge and see if you see someone on a motorcycle, see if it lines up. Thank you.